Hello, inclusion. Sorry we're late today. Just waiting for Boitumelo to log on because she had a shoot that ran over. Aw, thank you, madam. Thank you for the compliment. Sure, should have seen today my hair. I was like, what is going to happen? But I was able to make a plan quickly as usual, my weekly stress. Whew. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm gonna play some music because it's awkward just waiting. Yo, season 2, ne? Yo, season 2. I'm so excited for season 2. There is big things coming. I'm so excited. Like the ladies that I have lined up for the rest of the month, it being Women's Month, super duper exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna play some music, ne? Well, I am waiting for the lady to log on. Hello, Mo. So waiting for Boitumelo to log in. She had a photo shoot that ran over, but yeah, she's about to connect because I just spoke to her. Let's see. Yeah, she'll be joining us soon. So in the meantime, I'm going to play just some music so we don't sit here in awkward silence. Well, I'm the one who's sitting in awkward silence. You guys aren't. Let me see. Let me clear. I'm gonna play one of my favorite songs. Actually, I see Ornele from Botswana is logged in. So this artist is from Botswana. I discovered her music just a few months ago, and I think they featured her on one of her tracks on, was it Netflix Pearl Tusi thing? Let's see, Impossible. Yeah, Busi, I'm playing DJ vibes. I love this track. You must have heard it on my stories. I like to add it. Yes, Queen Sono. Yes, they featured it on Queen Sono. See, they hurt you deep inside, and yay, there comes Stumi. She's joined. Yay. So hello, gorgeous.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I was just saying, like when I logged in now, I was saying to a few people that had logged in that I'm gonna just play some music before you joined because we were sitting in awkward silence. You know that moment of awkward silence?
Yes. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Hey?
How was the vibe without me? The intro?
Like I said, it was weird, but I was like, you know what, let me play some music. So at least I was able to think on my feet, and then I had just started playing the song. So I'm glad you could join in. Because I know you had a shoot as well that ran over. How did that go?
It went good. Oh my goodness, it went really well. It was like a lingerie thing, so it was.
Oh, when do we get to see?
I think the 27th of this month. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't wait. Were you not cold while doing the shoot?
I think the coldness at least numbed out the nerves.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Which is good. I think it's probably like taking a cold shower. Whenever I'm like stressed out or anxious about something, I'll take a cold shower and then it brings me back, like it centers me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you for affording me the opportunity to have you on the Royal Corner. You are
Yeah.
looking so stunning. I love that you've got a crown on your head. That is, you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Sure. Cool. So, are you settled? Can we go for it?
We can go for it.
Okay, cool. Um, so, you know, this platform, when I reached out to you, I did tell you that it's just a space for me to talk to kings and queens like yourself and just to get to know you a little bit better. I mean, when I first came across your profile on Instagram, I was just so, there's an energy you ooze, you know? So, you being a goddess, I think I could see it from a mile away and I thought, hey, I want to have you on this platform and get to know you a little bit better. So, just to kick us off, who is Boitumelo? What is Boitumelo about?
Sure. So I'm a body positive philanthropist, and that comes from me celebrating every type of body. So it went from me just realizing what is happening to me because it's like a constant thing, and change is very constant in my life. So I can never really have any expectations. And the experience kind of went beyond just feeling about like what's happening with me, but it was a lot of engagement with people that, you know, burn victims or, you know, pimples or any type of thing. Like there was so many, oh, sorry. Yes. A lot of things happened. So within that experience, I came to realize that it really isn't just about. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, she left. Okay. I think she's having connection issues. She did warn me beforehand, but I think she's going to send another request and then, yeah, we'll go for it. Cool. Thank you, guys. For those of you who have just joined for the first time, because I'm seeing some new people, welcome to the Royal Corner. So, I do these every Saturday. I speak to different kings and queens just to try to understand their journey to where how they've become where they're at now. So, yeah, I'm speaking to Boitumelo, my namesake, today, which is quite exciting. It's the first time I've had to do that. So we'll just wait for her to join because she had a shoot. She actually just came out of a shoot which ran over. So she had to quickly find a spot. There she comes. Okay, let's try it again. Ah. Good.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah, sorted.
Yes. Sorry.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I know you did mention that connection might be a bit of an issue, so we'll try and keep it going.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Okay. It just looks really bad on my side.
Yeah. So you were still explaining with the
Yes.
changes.
With the whole change and the experience and growing with a bigger following and talking to more people, because I actually do engage with my audience, I came to realize that it really isn't about identifying which place you want to box yourself in, because it just basically puts you in another box again, and you just need to expand yourself and celebrate all types of people, because as much as we are all different, but we're all one thing at the same time, you know. So that's how I just came to just being a body positive philanthropist as opposed to being a vitiligo model specifically. But it's not that
Wow.
I don't refrain from being called that, but it's not a thing, because you yourself, the way you look, are a thing. You know, we are just amazing as we are individually.
Sure. Wow. I love that. And I love the fact that you spoke about like not wanting to be sort of put in a box. And the fact that it's you being a body positive philanthropist and just trying to encourage people to embrace whatever makes them different. What got you to that point? Like I'm pretty sure it wasn't always that easy. Like how did you rise up to the queen in you?
It came with just experiencing, like, even with shoots and just like understanding myself and my body, you know. Just want to move away from the sun here.
No
Just
problem.
understanding myself and my body, and you know, I feel like we all have this conscious thing when people take pictures of you, you want to see the picture.
Yes.
That thing. That's the thing. That very thing is the same thing you have when you look in the mirror and you're seeing what you're hoping to see and not what's actually in front of you. And what you're hoping to see is the same thing that the photographer should take. So they should take it of you in a specific angle or in a certain way that you see yourself, and not in some sort of unflattering way where you weren't happy with and then you just decided that that photo is not going to work. So that experience in itself started teaching me to accept myself for who I am and not choose to be seen in a specific way or have some idea of me that makes sense, and I want everybody to paint that idea. So that's how I came to just expanding my way.
Wow. And sure, somebody commented earlier to say we can see your beautiful face, because you were asking your question, can you see me? And I love that comment when you say we can see your beautiful face. And I think, sure, I think it's such a beautiful thing. You know, you speak about that moment when you're taking pictures and then you want to have a look because you want to like appear a certain way. But when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror, you're the first person that is supposed to tell yourself that you're beautiful and not wait for any validation from anybody else. And I think it starts from within, and it's so refreshing to have you here and see you say it so effortlessly. I think, you know, we don't know how much of an impact we have on other people. And even in spaces like these, you know, there's someone who's listening somewhere who's struggling with something, and just having you here makes a world of a difference in their world. What are some of the maybe challenges, you being on social media, being the queen that you are, being out there, being so confident and comfortable in your skin? What are some of the challenges that you come across from people?
Challenges, I would say, is that like some people may have expectations of how I should appear.
Yeah.
So just having a natural look and someone else's idea of what a natural look is to me and what a natural look is to them is not the same thing. Like I've done shoots where, you know, you can do like a no makeup look, and it's like, this is not how I'd actually essentially do it. And you wouldn't think that it would be open for conversation, because if you look at my pictures, you can see how I do my makeup, and it's not necessarily like cover up makeup, but I do it to enhance my beauty. And I didn't feel that they were able to do that and do it in the way that I choose to. And, you know, those are the kind of experiences that lead you to realizing that you learn what your terms are as you go as well. So I needed to experience that to know that this is how I want to be treated, spoken to, and, you know, understanding who I am. And I'm not just a model that's just a canvas where you can just do whatever you please, but I'm an activist myself. So I stand for certain things and the way I am and how I choose to present myself. So this is how I choose to do it. So you should be able to compensate or comply and change your idea that you initially had in the first place.
Wow. Wow. There's such power in that statement, because I think, you know, sometimes there's a lot that, you know, the society that we are a part of, you know, there's always expectations about how you should deal with things or how you should change yourself. So I think you, being the goddess that you are, understanding yourself so well to say, well, this is me. I am not going to try and conceal myself in a way that's going to make you feel comfortable. This is how I am, and this is who I am. Sure. Yeah, what a queen. What a queen. So there's a question. The question is, let me see, technology is playing with me today. So you are parked, right? Somebody was concerned that you shouldn't drive while you're here. We'll wait.
I'm parked. I am in a parked, secure place in the shade. You know, I'm just like trying to avoid any kind of funny noises that I'm doing.
Okay, happy. So the question is, in the beginning of the conversation, you alluded to constantly changing and embracing change. And then can you elaborate on that? Just the change that you speak about. Obviously, I mean, for you, whatever, everybody has their own sort of experience that they've had with change. What do you mean about the fact that, you know, there's always constantly change and embracing that?
So in terms of my skin itself, it's ever evolving. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, I was getting a call. So I am ever evolved. Oh, before I answer that, they're probably gonna call again. So can I answer that question again so I can just get rid of that call when it comes? Or let me, because I can't put the phone on flight mode for then I'm not
Yes.
connected to this thing, you know. So let me
Yeah.
just like cancel that call because yeah, and then I'm gonna answer that question.
Cool. Cool. Hello, everybody. New people who've joined. Yes, we're speaking to Boitumelo Spotted today. So she just had to go and get rid of a call that's coming through her cell phone because obviously she can't put her phone on flight mode. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to have this interview. So yeah, we'll wait patiently for her. Quite interesting. I think she looks stunning. I think she looks so amazing. Basi comment saying what you just said is so profound. I'm reading we are going to need more wine, and you're echoing the same strong sentiments she's bringing across about modeling, hair issues, skin color. That's beautiful. That's actually a book that I should read as well. It's on my to-read list. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully she should be back shortly. So it's always like amazing when I have someone online and I'm speaking to them and I get to ask all the questions and then they just have to shoot. So you guys must come through with your questions and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer. She's so refreshing. Such a beautiful soul. I'm gonna play us some background music while we wait now. Because talking to myself here on the screen, no. Okay, now I'm gonna play. So this is still Impossibina. I started with Impossibina when I started the session. So I'm gonna play another one of her tracks. That one is called Black Butterfly. Yay, she's back. Hi, are you sorted?
Yes, I made the call. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Oh, yes, the question has changed.
Okay. What's the question?
No, I was saying we're talking about change.
Yes. The change that I've experienced basically was like with my skin. I could never really know how it's gonna change, when it changes. It just like just sporadically happens, and it's like a surprise when I see myself. So that in itself, I couldn't expect to always look a certain way. I went through the experience of having my skin treated so that my pigment could come back. You know, it's basically reawakening the cells that have died that give me pigment. And that just seems like a lot of admin. And I had this one experience at Baragwand Hospital. And I went there and I wanted to start the skin treatment and all of that. And I wasn't taken seriously. And that obviously put me off. And I didn't understand what was going on. And there were lines and so on. And one of the nurses there were basically like, but are you in pain? Are you feeling anything? Like, what is it? I'm like, no, it's Shakia, you're not in physical pain. Other people are scratching themselves. They're not feeling okay. They're like more urgent. And I was really hurt at the time and really offended by it as to why does she not take me seriously? Does she not understand that this actually affects me psychologically? How am I supposed to deal with my life? And in essence, now when I look back in retrospect, I see how it really is because I am not in pain. You know, yes, being in the sun does invigorate it to spread faster, but I can just put some sunscreen on and slow the process down. You know, I'm not feeling any pain. I'm not losing much. It's just, you know, it's melanin. And yes, I love my melanin. I love being black. I love my black.
Yes! Yes!
I love it. There's no other way I'd love to have it, but you know, it happens that, you know, our genes are this way and white comes from black, and so if this is it and I'm the living testament of it too, as to the beginning ages and how we started, then so be it. I'm grateful that I'm not having to constantly have to try and apply something to just calm down an itch or just bring some sort of soothing sensation because I'm going through a lot. So I'm really, really happy, you know.
Wow.
That change, and that's how I got to just stopping it, because I was basically reversing what my immune system is naturally doing. My immune system is killing the cells that give me the pigment, and I'm trying to reawaken the cells. When is my immune system going to stop doing that?
Sure.
So I'm going to be trying to reverse what my body is naturally doing for the rest of my life, if I choose to do that.
Wow.
So I chose to just go with my flow and my energy, and just, to me, this is an expression of my mind. My body speaks my mind. So if this is what's happening, then this is it.
Wow. Wow. I think that is such a powerful place to operate from, that mindset that you have. Um, what was for you the turning point? So almost like when you started noticing that your skin is changing, I'm pretty sure not from day one were you like, okay, I'm embracing the skin. Um, what was the turning point for you? And what were those conversations in those early days with yourself that you had to have with yourself?
My turning point was basically when I just couldn't stand. So I started off doing makeup. I'm a natural creative, born that way. And doing makeup for people just became a thing, and it became a business. And doing cover-up makeup wasn't seen as a bad thing. It was when baking your face started becoming a thing, and it was all great. And it worked for me because obviously it only made sense for me to look how I've always looked. And the one thing I've had is my skin that's always just been that great and smooth, no pimples. And then this happens to me. How am I supposed to deal and live with myself? But in essence, what was your question again? I just lost my train of thought.
No, it's no problem. So, when your skin started changing, because obviously you said change is a part is a constant, it's always happening because your skin is ever changing. But when it started changing, at what age actually? I think.
Oh, when I was talking about my makeup and what my
Yeah,
turning point was.
yeah.
So, yeah, so I came to doing that. And then I have a very sweaty nose and upper lip. So it actually wasn't working out for me, because where all my spots are is where I actually sweat the most. And having cover up makeup wasn't actually helping. Oh, sorry. Sit on the other side. Okay. Come sit that side. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Live streams. Yes,
Yeah.
so my skin sweating a lot was just like counterproductive to what I was doing. And it just wasn't making sense. And again, I was just going against the flow. So I had to stop because it was really making me uncomfortable. And I was basically caging myself. I was imprisoning myself in my own body because I was concerned about everybody else's perception of me. When you look at me, I feel like you're looking at my spots and you're thinking something, and you're not actually just looking at me or trying to have a conversation with me. So it was those types of things. So I just stopped putting the cover up makeup and started being about what makes you different is what makes you beautiful.
Ooh,
And celebrating that. And that's how I changed my brand as well, to that makeup enhances your beauty. It doesn't make you beautiful.
ooh.
And then that basically was my turning point, and that's how I experienced a comment on Instagram with a guy that said I looked like I had semen on my face. And it was
No.
very like, how in the world? But I deleted it and just moved on and continued on my journey, and I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't be here right now. But for someone else
Yeah.
who wouldn't have been able to do that, it wouldn't have been great. They would have just ended up putting up the makeup again and just been like, it's better off that I just cover up. But yeah, so that was basically my turning point.
Sure. Wow. So, the fact that, a comment, I'm actually shocked. I mean, you would have seen my mouth was ajar there for a moment because I'm like, people are so mean. People are so horrible sometimes. And it's great that the kind of mindset you have, you're just like, discard, keep it moving. But for somebody else,
Yeah,
there's,
you get what you pour more into. So me giving my energy to that person, I probably would have gotten a lot more cyberbullying. And now that I was talking about it a bit more, I came to realize that I don't experience a lot of cyberbullying because I don't pour my energy into that. I was cyberbullied at a shoot, for a shoot that we did with Edgar's, and it was on Twitter, and it became a big thing. And I am on Twitter, but I'm not actively on Twitter because I know it's a dark place.
Yay!
But
It's a dark place, that one. Dark place.
but I'm there and I still put my work. And obviously, it was a swimwear line that they put out, and it was on Twitter. And apparently, it was just insane. And the things they were saying were just crazy. And I was just like, how did I miss all of that? I did see it. I got tagged on Facebook because someone took screenshots of this and put it up on Facebook because we're dressed up in swimsuits. And then someone photoshopped us as nuns, obviously to cover up, and then put it on Facebook, and then Facebook notified me that my face is in someone's picture recognition. And then I was like, oh, okay, let me check it out. And I was like, wow. And I laughed. It's like, fucking idiot. But like, it's so ridiculous. Like, seriously, but how does someone else feel that looks like me, or someone that has a body like me? How do they feel? They also feel like now they should cover up? They can't wear swimwears. They can't do things because someone thinks like, yeah, you're better off dressed up as a nun as opposed to just like wearing a two-piece, So yeah, it's real out here, but it is what it is. Like, you can't avoid it. Like, if I poured into the bullies or people that want to say something bad about me, then I would have just gotten a lot more of that. And I can give that advice to someone else, and someone's like, so how do you deal with bullies? Someone is intentionally cyberbullying me. They've created an account and they keep bashing me. And I'll say, so just delete it and move right along. Or you can take a screenshot and say what you want to say about it and then let it go. And the person kept insisting that, no, I want to get this person caught, and then I want to do this. And then, and I understand the frustration of feeling, how does someone get off to be where they are and create an account just to bash people? But really, some people are doing that. You can't really control what people are doing, how their minds are working. And in essence, you should really just feel really, really sorry for them, that they're spending so much of their time to hurt you because they're going through so much pain. You shouldn't be angry at them. You should really feel sorry for them and send them love and compassion, because they must be experiencing a lot of pain for them to go out of their way to want to hurt you and tell you exactly how they feel.
Sure. Wow. You are such a breath of fresh air. And I think when I stumbled upon your profile initially on Instagram and I went through your feed, I was just like, this energy thing that you speak of, you can see it. And you can, you're even speaking with such like calmness and just elegance. And it's rubbing off onto us. And I think somebody in the audience also said, we're loving your energy. You're really actually inspiring a lot of people. So what is it that, like, you being this person, being so conscious of what it is that you are, almost creating a filter and knowing what to dispose of and not, like, how do you ensure that you stay that way? Because I don't believe, it's like motivation. You don't always wake up motivated. There's certain things that you have to do, like whether it's on a daily or weekly, whatever the frequency is. But how do you then make sure that your energy, you sort of safeguard it and you get your mindset right all the time? How do you do that?
I'm just very honest with myself as often as I can possibly be. I spend a lot of time with myself. I spend time understanding myself. I spend time doing things that I like and things that I love. That's really important to me. And whether it is like smoking a joint or just drinking water or just sitting and doing nothing, I don't judge myself for it. All the things that I actually do enjoy doing, it's not even like I have to schedule it. It's something that should just happen naturally. So me pouring into paying attention to things that I actually love, and it has really nothing to do with anybody else, is really important. And that's how sicknesses and unnecessary headaches and back pains and things that I didn't think would go away did go away, because I started making decisions about what I want to be doing. It wasn't always the next person. It's really understandable that you should not be selfish because this and that, but you really, really should be selfish in the sense that you pour so much into yourself that you're like overflowing and pouring out even when you don't want to. Like, it just comes. You just pour and pour into people because you're just always pouring into yourself. You just keep pouring, so you just have that cup that runneth over for others because you do it for yourself. It's really, like, it's so important. And I see it immediately. My reminders are my triggers and how I react. So if I have a little argument that was unnecessary, I'm well aware that that other person is taking energy from me, and I'm allowing it by pouring more and trying to have my say in it. And right after that, my energy's changed and I snap at my son for something when but in essence, I would have responded a bit differently if I hadn't poured that level of energy into what didn't serve me, and what didn't fill me and what I didn't want to do at that time. So the more I keep doing what I love, when I look his way, when he says something, I'll do it with a smile and I'll be like,
oh,
what's happening, and just be happy. As long as you're happy, then everybody else around you is happy. That's just how it works.
yes. And our names, right? Boitumelo. Boitumelo means joy. So, hey.
Your status is joy. So we have to just pour into that.
Absolutely. And you know what? You're making a comment about something that I often ask as well, to say, you're doing all these things, like you're doing the modeling and the body positive philanthropist work and all of that stuff. And I always ask, how do you, as Boitumelo, the individual, with all these other roles that you have, fill your cup and just ensure that you sustain yourself in that way? Because self-care is such a big part of living a happy life. You've got to make sure that that cup is full. So I love that you've answered that in such a, you're saying that you don't have to schedule the time. It's just, you do things that you love. You do things that you love.
It just happens. Everybody's life is a flow. It's a flow of energy, and we really need to trust ourselves. If you can just trust your energy and your flow, when you think you're late, you're not really late. You were there for a very good reason. Even when it feels wrong or your car got bumped, something else was probably going to happen that you wouldn't have wanted to know, but you're at the right place at the right time. What you should be trying to do is trying to figure out what you're supposed to be learning from that very moment. So it's trying to remain present and open in every instance, and then take in whatever lesson is supposed to come. So, yeah.
Wow. I'm loving this. I'm loving it so much. I don't know if I told you, but I do save this on my Instagram TV, and it's always every now and again, like, so people obviously who are not able to join the live, but every now and again I like to go and just use snippets like of the sessions I've hosted. I can never watch the whole thing because when I'm sitting on it and I'm listening and then to go and watch it again, but it's such a beautiful conversation that we're having because one can always refer back to it and we forget sometimes. So all the stuff that you're speaking about in terms of energy and filling your cup. Now, with you being a mom, I'm a mother myself. How old is your little one?
He's 8 in December.
Oh, okay. Oh, and is he the only one?
Yeah.
Okay. When is number 2 coming? The question that we all get all the time, us moms. Yeah.
Honestly, oh my God. It's coming. It's coming. In time. In time. I trust it.
At the right time, yes. When it's meant to. So being a mother myself, I know how, so my son is 9, and I know that, being a parent, you've been obviously trusted with a big responsibility because you're meant to guide these little ones, and it's not an easy task. So do you find it, and I know you alluded to it a little bit, you touched on it to say, if your energy, like if you're not okay, sometimes then you're going to be lashing out at your boy, but how do you, even with that role of being a mother, try and sort of set those boundaries and be clear enough about those boundaries, even with your son, to say, this is mommy's time. This is time for mommy to fill her cup. How do you do that successfully? And do you feel guilty? Because that's a part of the journey as well. It comes with parenting. Sometimes there's the guilt that creeps up on you, and you've got to know, you've got to identify it. How do you deal with that?
So I definitely do feel like it's at a good time and space for me to be experiencing myself and the evolution that I'm experiencing, and at the age he's at, because he is going into the phase of going into school and getting into the system, and the system is definitely not saying what I'm saying, and based on my experience and what our experiences were and how school was, we know for sure that the system doesn't actually serve our souls and our purpose. And I do feel like a lot of brands are currently very fixated in giving us our childhoods back. I mean, going to these events and there's just all these pop-ups of like you can take nice Instagram photos everywhere and you can do this and that, but never touching on bring the child with you or bring a girl child with you, because they need to know that this life is actually real. The life you dream of living, or being a Barbie and all the stuff you do dress up in is a real thing, you know, and to show them that and show them that level of existence is really important. So doing that with my son is really great for me. I enjoyed taking him to my 9 to 5 when I used to have one, and then stepping out of that and just choosing to pour into this life that I live, because I do live by the fact that I feel like every human being on earth is born with the skills to be successful in life, because there's more than enough room for all of us. Not to just make it. We're not here to survive. We're here to be successful. So if you pour into who you are and what you do passionately, then you should be successful in what you do. And the only way I was able to live that is by actually doing it and stepping out of the box that I'm in, the 9 to 5 that I'm in, and proving it and actually doing it. And I've been doing that for over a year now, and it's been going great. I'm really happy to just be paid to be me.
Oh, ooh, sure. To be paid to be you. That's a beautiful thing. And I think exposing him to that world to see. We often speak about, you know, so we are
It's kind of
African
delayed
people.
on my end.
Okay, no problem. Is it okay?
Oh, it's fucking out.
Can you hear me?
It's like, look, tripping.
Let's see. Are you good? Okay, I think we are having a few connection issues, but let's just see in the meantime while she tries to come back on or sort it out. Some of the comments and questions. Let's see. Your guest is so beautiful. Indeed, she is so stunning. She is so stunning. You are pouring out your true testament to our names. Okay, she's left and she's going to rejoin. We are not here to survive. We are here to be successful. Absolutely. I'm such a big believer of that. And it's part of why I have this platform, because, you know, I just don't think we need to try and imitate anybody else. Like, each and every single one of us in our own right are kings and queens. And there's like things that I possess that you don't, things that you possess that I don't, that make you who you are and make you as beautiful as you are. So I'm always trying to encourage people to also be just authentic, because when you're authentic, you're just being yourself. Like her last comment, she's getting paid to be her, which is an amazing thing. Welcome back. Can you hear me?
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
It's okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Cool.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna just go to one of the questions. I think there was a question I saw earlier. I'm just gonna scroll. So people are saying you are so stunning, which I absolutely agree with. And then they're just rehashing your words, loving your words about you saying timing is everything. Like, everything happens as and when it should. Okay, I think I've lost the question. I'm just trying to find it quickly. Oh, so there was a question around what type of gigs you enjoy. What are your favorite types of gigs? Like, you being a model, obviously, I'm sure you do different campaigns, different shoots, but what are your favorites, if you have that?
So I guess for 2020, what I can definitely say is that my favorites are the content pieces that I've been creating myself. Because there aren't any events or things going on, but I've enjoyed collaborating and creating experiences for myself. I feel like everybody should see themselves like little agencies and brands, because the brands are working with us and collaborating, but they can't actually come or be in control over what you're doing. And they have to trust us to that extent, like an agency prestige type of extent. And that's what I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed just, being creative with what I choose to execute. And it's just about having more control. So like I explained earlier, that one of my issues was, getting to a shoot and then my makeup was done in a certain way that I wouldn't naturally do it. And for the kind of person I am and what I stand for, I'm not just a canvas, and I want to represent myself in a certain way. When creating content on my own, I now have the power to do that, where I choose who I want to work with, the type of people I want to be working with, and also just like put people on, with opportunities that come up, because we aren't able to do that when we're outside and outside is open and the agency is managing the project and there's a shoot that's going to be done by a certain makeup artist and a certain, light artist and a stylist and because they already have that. But when it's spread out and it's given to different creatives, then you as a creative also take it upon yourself to involve other creatives that you want to be put on this and be like, this is a project that has this many eyes and we can just blow it up. So it really is in your hands and how you create it. So I enjoy a lot of just taking control and ownership. Someone just said that here. Taking control equals ownership. Exactly. Instead of just complaining about what people are doing, where now I'm placed with the opportunity to have the power to control what is happening around me.
Wow. And it's an opportunity. I think 2020, there's a lot of things that have kind of gone haywire with the world. It's kind of, some people say it's gone upside down, and I'm like, but what if it's the world going the right side up? We're seeing so many things. So to your point around that creation, the fact that now you are in control, that's an opportunity. It's you saying, well, we're in this time. We can't change anything about that. As you said earlier in the conversation, change is the only constant. I mean, we're living in a world that's ever changing. And I think now the change has obviously been a lot, which has become a bit overwhelming for a lot of people, both individually, the economy, and in all spheres. But you taking that ownership to say, well, in my space, actually, I'm going to do more of this. I'm going to be creating more of my content in the way that I want to create it, and doing what I maybe wouldn't have even been able to do otherwise. So I love that you looking at it that way. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Thanks.
Sure. Now, just in closing, what is it that and I think you've answered it so many times in the conversation, but what is it that is you probably have a couple, but if you had to just share with us what your life philosophy or life mantra almost is, what is that thing?
My life philosophy is my life mantra. Things I live by, for instance, is just to be constantly present. Control causes ruin. I'm not always trying to control things. I'm always trying to go with my flow. I do try and fulfill what my intention was, but I'm always trying to understand that my intention will not be fulfilled in the way I wish it will be delivered at all times. So I'm always getting that reminder and then stepping back and reminding myself again. I choose to always just be still and present. I live with interdependence in looking at plants and trees so I can feel better. Like, I can't be taking energy from humans all the time. There's always just, we do point to each other, but there's a lot of times where we're also trying to just prove our points, and you're trying to get something across, or you're feeding off someone else's energy that is not sitting so well, or they're experiencing something. Life experiences, they happen all the time, but to just step outside and look at a tree and take a deep breath in, or look at the moon and take a deep breath in, and just realizing that there's a lot more happening around you, more than just the situation and conversation at hand. It's much bigger than that. Yes, it does feel like problems are exhausting and they can give you like all the pain in the world, but if you just breathe it away, you'll be okay.
If you just breathe it away, if you just breathe it away, you will be okay. Yo, wow. Wow. Hey, I'll remember that. I'm gonna remember that. And I think, the breath is such a powerful tool that we've been given to regulate. I mean, we find ourselves in so many stressful situations with things happening on the outside world, but the breath is something that we actually have internally. And that's the thing. It's a tool that doesn't require you to get out of yourself. It just says take a moment and breathe. Sure. Wow. Wow.
Just
And
breathe. Because it goes by, man. These moments just go by. As much as it feels like it's not going, it's going.
Sure. And they do go. And you being present, you mentioned that being present is such a big thing. I am exactly that person. So like as I'm speaking to you, I'm like, oh my goodness, not only do we share a name, but so many of like your principles and the things that you believe in. And it's probably why my energy, like I got attracted to you. And I've never met you, but then I saw you online and I was like, oh my gosh, they say you attract your tribe, right? So your energy is like for like. And that presence, and it's probably testament to, I'm listening to you. Okay, she's frozen for a little bit. Let's see. Hey, to me, are you there? Okay. She's frozen. It's loading. I think the signal is giving her a bit of an issue there. Okay. Right. But while I wait for her, so hello, Nell. Lovely live chat. Thank you for joining. Okay, and Lori of Kiki has a question. Okay, let's see if she'll rejoin. But otherwise, for everybody who's just joined this conversation, you'll be able to check it out right from the beginning. And yeah, it's been an amazing one. I think you guys will love it, for you guys who just joined. Let's see if she can just rejoin for a little bit. She's left the conversation, and yeah, it'd be amazing to have her on and just ask her the last question that you guys asked. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, but for those of you who are new, because I'm seeing very like unfamiliar handles that are joining today, I do these every Saturday from 3 until 4 with kings and queens who come and inspire us like Boitumelo is inspiring us today. Okay, she's joining.
When it connects.
Yay, you're back. You're back.
Is it back? Are we here?
Yeah. This technology, no technology weapon formed against us.
Put pressure on us, like really.
Just hating. There was a last question from from the audience, because I know Instagram only limits us to an hour, so we're about to reach our hour. But there was just one question around if you all, goodness, I'm scrolling, but if I remember it, did younger Boitumelo ever think that you would be this Boitumelo today?
I don't know, younger, how far younger? Like if I think in levels, like obviously growing up, I probably wanted to be like a cop at some point, this young child.
A what? A cop?
And then I wanted to be an artist, and then I wanted to be a lawyer. But in essence, I didn't think I would be myself. I think that is the best answer I can give you, which is who I am now and who I was all along. I was always creative. I did art in school. I dressed up nice. I loved to dance. I was just involved, So me saying I didn't think that I would be myself is I didn't think I'd be doing all of those fun things, because those fun things were things that you'd never get paid for. Like, you want to be an artist, you want to be a painter, you want to be a creator. Like, what do you want to do? So, yeah, I didn't think that I would actually be myself. Even just being in high school, taking pictures, being creative. It's just been, I just didn't think I would be myself and make everything out of it.
Wow. And I was saying, like in between, as you keep disconnecting, because there's obviously faces that, or new people that you've brought on by virtue of you joining the live. So obviously they've never seen that I have this platform, and I just, in those little moments, I like chat a little bit just to say what the purpose of the space is. And one of the things that I keep saying is, you know, people, if you embrace who you are as a person, so you keep saying that you didn't know that you were going to be yourself, and you are yourself today, and you're thriving at being yourself. I think that's such a beautiful place to be at, because when you're yourself and not trying to emulate the next person or trying to fulfill whatever society's expectations are of you, and just being authentic, that's when you rise. You rise and you change the world because I believe we've all been sent here for a purpose. So when you rise up to that, who you are and being yourself, that's when you have the greatest impact. And you've had such an amazing impact on us today. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I couldn't agree with you. It's a conversation I was having with my sister, like literally this afternoon, that you have to be authentic and you have to just be true to yourself, like be very aligned to your truth and who you are, and things just align and happen even faster and better when you do. So I avoid by all means to not be true with my intention and not be true with, you know, everything I do has to be with the purest intent, and it happens even faster. Like, it's like perpetual transmutation. Whatever I think just happens immediately. So if I choose to just like have thoughts that I keep in, or I'm just not being 100, then things start getting complicated. So it's really important to just be authentic.
Sure. Wow. Look, you've been amazing, and I expected it. You've been, like, my expectations have been far exceeded. I've enjoyed our chat thoroughly, and I think for everybody that's joined this live that hasn't been exposed to you before, they are going to go and follow you now, because just your energy, the energy you exude, is, who doesn't want to be a part of that? So thank you for sharing yourself with us, and just, you know, on a random Saturday afternoon in Women's Month, the day before Women's Day, joining me on this live and just exuding that positive and amazing energy that you have. Keep it up, because you're touching many, many, many lives.
Thank you.
Hey?
Thank you so much. It was amazing. I really, really, really appreciate you. It was the bomb on a random Saturday, doing a live stream FaceTime with the world.
Yes! The beautiful queen and goddess that you are. So, no, man.
Thank you.
All right. No, let me see how much. Neo is saying she met you, Neo Rams. I think we have like a minute left, but she met you when you're fresh out of high school, and you've always been a bubble of joy, living up to your name.
Hey, Neo.
Oh, man. So,
I'm so glad you were on. I'm so happy she was able to watch. Love you.
Yeah. Oh, the other day she actually said, she commented when she saw that I'd posted that I'd be having you on. She was like, hey, I know her. I'm going to be on. And I know there's often people who, like, when I advertise that I'm going to have someone, they're like, yeah, we're going to watch. And then they forget. So I said to Neo, you must set a reminder. Otherwise, you're going to forget. So I'm also glad she was able to join. Cool.
Happy days.
Yeah.
I'm super glad. Thank you so much.
No, for sure. And do have yourself a beautiful Saturday afternoon and evening ahead, and enjoy. Have a beautiful Women's Day tomorrow. And yeah, keep queening. Keep queening. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao. Thank you, everybody, for joining, all your questions. Have fun.